He had exactly 2 years to find a fortune for his sister's surgery. No rich parents, no connections, only debts, and a crazy idea to make money on a mountain of broken phones. This is the story of how a guy from rock bottom challenged the system, risked his life, and turned electronic trash into gold. How did he do it when there were 0 chances? Let's watch. Jing is a hostage of circumstance. He is 20, lives in a tiny closet of a room, and repairs phones for pennies. But every day is a race against death. Doctors have sentenced his little sister Tong. She has a hole in her heart. Without a complex operation, she won't live 2 years. The cost is unbearable, 700,000 yuan, and there's no one to help. Their father ran off and their mother died. And just as the darkness thickens, a call comes. A friend offers a venture that looks more like madness. He takes Jing to an abandoned warehouse and pulls off a dusty tarp. Underneath are 100,000 brand new smartphones rejected at customs. The owner is in jail. The batch is rotting. The friend suggests taking all this goods for 100,000 yuan. To any normal person, it's just garbage. But Jing sees his only chance. He takes one phone, locks himself in his workshop, and works magic on the chips all night. By morning, the dead screen lights up. It works. Jing takes a blood-chilling risk. He borrows money wherever he can, gets into predatory debt, and buys out the entire defective batch. The plan is simple: restore and resell. On paper, it's nearly $1 million in pure profit. His sister's life is saved. He is happy. He already sees the light at the end of the tunnel. But reality is cruel. 2 weeks later, a government ban on selling refurbished gadgets is issued. The market is closed. The dealer he had an agreement with shrugs. Nothing personal, kid. The law is the law. In an instant, Jing loses everything. He has a dying sister, a giant debt, and a mountain of useless plastic. A dead end? No. Jing invents a move that even business sharks wouldn't think of. He goes straight to the manufacturer. His idea is bold. If the phones can't be sold whole, he will sell them back to the factory for parts. The company manager looks at him like he's insane. To get rid of the annoying kid, he throws out, "Pass quality control, then we'll talk." To him, it's a refusal. To Jing, a lifeline. Days of hellish labor, surgical disassembly, tests, and the parts pass. Perfect quality. Jing flies to the office in victory, but the manager just sneers. "I was joking. We don't need this." Rage and despair push Jing to the edge. He finds out that the corporation owner, Mr. Zhang, is leaving on a train. Jing has 30 minutes. A mad race begins. A scooter, narrow alleys, a crash. He wrecks, falls. His equipment shatters. But he gets up and, limping, runs to the station. He bursts into the carriage at the last second. There, gasping and bleeding, he issues an ultimatum to the billionaire. The boss sees not greed in the boy's eyes, but a wild desire to survive. He agrees to the deal, but the conditions are lethal. No advances, no help. Jing must disassemble 100,000 phones himself. If the parts pass inspection, he gets paid. If not, he's bankrupt. 100,000 phones. One person couldn't do it in 10 years. He needs an army. There's no money for salaries, so Jing gathers a team of those society threw to the curb. A deaf single mother rejected by employers. A gloomy ex-con with a bunch of dogs. Teen gamers living on the internet. Old people with nothing to do. Jing sells everything he has left, rents a hangar, and names it Nice View. To feed his people, he washes skyscraper windows by day, hanging by a thread from death, and teaches his ragtag team to dismantle electronics by night. Sleep? 3 hours a day. He turns into a shadow. Fate keeps striking. Thugs attack the deaf employee. Jing rushes into the fight without thinking. His team follows. Scrawny gamers, old folks, the deaf woman, they stand as a wall for each other. These aren't just workers anymore. They are family. But there is still no money. The landlord kicks Jing out of his apartment, changing the locks. He has to live right in the workshop with his sick sister, among boxes and wires. And then, one night, disaster strikes. Thieves try to hijack the truck with the goods. Jing, in his underwear, jumps onto the moving vehicle, fighting the robbers as the truck swerves. Crash. Jing flies onto the road. The phones are saved, but his fingers, his main tool, are crushed to a pulp. The next day, he is fired from the window washing job because of the injury. Who needs a cripple like you, the boss says. The workshop landlord gives 3 days to vacate. This is the end. Jing stands in the pouring rain by the manager's car, begging for an advance, but he is simply kicked out into the cold. Morning. The rain stops, but hope is dead. Equipment is on the street. Jing sits on the curb, empty and broken. He tells his people, "I'm sorry. I let you down. It's over." And then, something heart-wrenching happens. His people, those very losers, don't leave. They say, "You gave us a chance when everyone turned away. Now it's our turn." They take the boxes to their homes and work for free, day and night. The deaf woman, the ex-con, the elderly, they do the impossible for their leader. Months later, the batch is ready. The moment of truth in the corporate office. The silence is so deep, you can hear the lamp buzzing. The boss reads the report and looks up. 87% of parts are usable. This is incredible. Jing can't believe his ears, but the boss continues. "I need people like this. I offer a 2-year contract. The sum is 5 million. Jing, barely breathing, asks about an advance. The boss smiles and nods. They get into the elevator, trying to keep a straight face. But as soon as the doors close, a scream of joy tears through the space. Final scene, 6 years later. Jing is not just a guy from the slums. He is the owner of an empire, a billionaire. And standing next to him at the presentation are his friends, that very team that believed in him when no one else did. His sister is healthy and smiling from the audience.